The translation booth on the 47th floor of the Galactic Trade Commission hummed with recycled air and the weight of 1,000 languages. Priya Sharma pressed her fingertips against her temples, fighting exhaustion as holographic text scrolled before her eyes. She had been reviewing the Valorian mining accord for 16 hours straight, a task no one had asked her to complete so thoroughly. But Priya had learned long ago that details mattered. Her grandmother had lost everything to a landlord who buried cruel terms in beautiful language. That memory lived in her bones. The clause appeared in section 42, nested within subclauses about mineral extraction quotas. Priya read it once, then again, her heart beginning to pound. The wording was elegant, almost poetic in its deception. If the Valorian representative signed this document, his people would unknowingly surrender sovereignty over their northern territories within 3 solar cycles. She checked the cross-references. Traced the legal pathways. Each thread led to the same devastating conclusion. Someone had weaponized this contract. The signing ceremony was scheduled in 40 minutes. Priya grabbed her tablet and ran. The ceremonial hall occupied the entire 89th floor, its curved windows offering views of the city that sprawled like circuitry below. Delegates from 12 star systems filled the space, their various forms creating a tapestry of colors and shapes that still amazed Priya after 2 years at the commission. But her eyes found only one figure. Prince Kailan of Valoria stood near the signing table, his presence commanding attention without effort. His skin held the deep purple hue of his people, luminous under the artificial lights. Silver eyes surveyed the room with careful intelligence. He was tall, his shoulders broad beneath ceremonial robes that shimmered like captured starlight. Priya had seen him in briefings, always from a distance. Up close, he was overwhelming. Security personnel blocked her path. She was nobody, a junior translator with clearance barely sufficient to be in the building at this hour. The signing table might as well have been on another planet. Then she saw it. The momentary gap when security shifted positions, when Kailan moved toward the documents, when his aide stepped away to speak with another delegate. Priya moved. Her heels clicked against the polished floor, each step feeling like it echoed through the universe. She reached his side just as his hand lifted the ceremonial stylus. She leaned close, her lips nearly brushing his ear, and whispered, "Do not sign, Your Highness. Section 42 will surrender your northern territories. Please, trust me." Kailan went completely still. The stylus hovered above the document. Slowly, he turned his head, and Priya found herself caught in the gravity of his silver gaze. "Who are you?" His voice was low, meant only for her, carrying an accent that made the words feel like music. "Someone who reads the small print." Kailan's announcement stunned the ceremonial hall into silence. "The signing is postponed pending full review." His silver eyes never left Priya's face as chaos erupted around them. Within an hour, Priya found herself in a secure conference room aboard the Valorian diplomatic vessel, its walls shimmering with that same purple luminescence as Kailan's skin. She had expected interrogation. Instead, she received respect. "Show me," Kailan said simply, gesturing to the holographic display. Priya's hands trembled as she pulled up the contract, highlighting the deceptive pathways she had traced. Kailan leaned close, his shoulder nearly touching hers, and she caught his scent, something like night-blooming flowers mixed with distant rain. "This is sophisticated work," he murmured. "Someone with high clearance created this." Director Webb signed off on the final draft, Priya said quietly. "He oversees my department." Kailan turned to face her fully. In the soft light of his ship, his purple skin seemed to glow from within. "You risked your career to warn someone you have never met." "Why?" "Because my grandmother lost her home to people who hide cruelty in complicated words." Priya met his gaze steadily. "I learned to look for what others miss." Something shifted in his expression. His hand rose slowly, giving her time to pull away, and his fingers brushed a strand of hair from her cheek. His touch was warm, warmer than she expected. On Valoria, we have a word. Caliph. It means one who speaks truth when silence is safer. His thumb traced her cheekbone. You are Caliph, Priya Sharma. Her breath caught. Your Highness. Kalan. His voice dropped lower. When we are alone, I am simply Kalan. The investigation consumed the following days. Priya worked alongside Kalan and his advisors, tracing financial records and communication logs. Each discovery pointed higher up the commission's hierarchy. Late one night, exhaustion finally claimed her. She fell asleep at the confer. In's table, her head pillowed on her arms. She woke to find Kalan carrying her through the ship's corridors, his arms strong and steady beneath her. I can walk, she protested weakly. You can. He smiled down at her, and it transformed his serious features into something breathtaking. But I find I do not wish to release you. He laid her gently on a bed that felt like clouds, in quarters clearly meant for royalty. When he turned to leave, Priya caught his wrist. Stay, she whispered. Just stay. Kalan settled beside her, his body curving around hers protectively. His lips pressed against her hair. Sleep, Caliph. I will watch over you. The accusation came without warning. Priya arrived at the commission to find security waiting. Director Marcus Webb stood behind them, his smile sharp as broken glass. Priya Sharma, you are charged with corporate espionage, selling classified contract information to foreign powers. The evidence was fabricated but convincing. Doctored communications, falsified financial records showing payments to her accounts. Webb had prepared well. You should have stayed invisible, Webb hissed as security led her away. Now you will disappear entirely. But Kalan had been monitoring commission communications. His ship intercepted her transport before it left the atmosphere. Priya found herself in his arms, shaking with relief and residual terror. They will say you kidnapped me. This could cause a diplomatic incident. Let them say what they wish. Kalan's hands framed her face, his silver eyes blazing. I will not abandon someone who saved my people. That night, aboard his ship as stars streamed past the viewports, the tension between them finally broke. Kalan kissed her like she was oxygen and he was drowning. His purple skin was warm silk beneath her exploring hands. She traced the subtle ridges along his spine that marked his species, felt him shudder at her touch. Priya. Her name was a prayer on his lips. Tell me to stop and I will. Tell me this is not what you want. I want you. She pulled him closer. I want this. I want us. They came together in a tangle of limbs and gasping breaths. Kalan worshipped every inch of her skin, his alien warmth igniting fires she had never known existed. When they finally lay spent and intertwined, his purple form wrapped around her human one, Priya felt something settle into place in her chest. My advisors will disapprove, Kalan murmured against her shoulder. A prince of Valoria with a human woman. Do you care? He rose above her, silver eyes soft with emotion. I care only that you are here. That you are mine. That I am yours. The evidence came together like puzzle pieces falling into place. Webb had been working with mining corporations who wanted Valorian resources without fair compensation. The fraudulent clause would have opened exploitation pathways worth trillions. Priya had cost them everything with her whispered warning. The Interstellar Council convened an emergency tribunal. Priya would need to testify, exposing herself to the full weight of Webb's remaining allies. You do not have to do this, Kalan said the night before. They stood at the viewport of his ship, watching Earth turn slowly below. We could leave. Return to Valoria. You would be safe there. Priya leaned back against his chest, his arms wrapped around her waist. My father used to say that running from injustice only lets it grow stronger. Your father sounds like a wise man. He was. She turned in his embrace. Kaelin, I have to see this through. Not just for me, but for everyone Webb might target next. He pressed his forehead to hers. Then I stand beside you. Whatever comes. The tribunal chamber was vast and intimidating. Delegates from across the galaxy observed as Priya presented her evidence. Webb's lawyers attacked viciously, but her documentation was irrefutable. Then came the moment that changed everything. The Valorian High Council demanded Kaelin return home immediately. His continued involvement with a human woman was becoming a scandal. His presence at the tribunal was seen as inappropriate entanglement. Kaelin rose from his seat. Every eye in the chamber turned to him. I will address my council's concerns directly. His voice carried to every corner. I stand beside Priya Sharma not merely as a grateful beneficiary of her courage, but as someone who loves her. She represents everything noble about humanity: integrity, compassion, the willingness to sacrifice for strangers. If Valoria cannot accept that I have found such qualities worthy of my devotion, then Valoria does not know its own values. The chamber erupted. Priya felt tears streaming down her face as Kaelin walked to her side and took her hand. Webb was convicted. His corporate conspirators faced massive penalties. And across two worlds, people began to whisper about the human woman who had captured a prince's heart. The new treaty was everything the original should have been. Fair terms, mutual benefit, respect for Valorian sovereignty. Priya helped draft the language herself, ensuring no hidden clauses lurked in its depths. The Interstellar Council is offering you a position, Kaelin told her one evening. They had returned to Valoria, where she was learning to navigate a world of purple skies and crystal towers. Cultural liaison between Earth and my planet. You would help build bridges between our peoples. And what does the Prince of Valoria offer? Priya asked, smiling. Kaelin knelt before her, producing a ring that glowed with inner light, a Valorian bonding stone that responded to true love. I offer everything I am. My world, my heart, my remaining days. I offer partnership in all things, equality in all decisions, and the promise that I will spend my life becoming worthy of your courage. Priya pulled him to his feet and kissed him deeply. Yes. To the position, to the ring, to you. Yes to all of it. Their wedding united two worlds. Dignitaries from across the galaxy attended as Priya Sharma, a junior translator who had once been invisible, married the prince she had saved with a whispered warning. Her grandmother's photograph sat in a place of honor. Priya liked to think the old woman would have approved. As Kaelin swept her into their first dance as bonded partners, his purple skin luminous with joy, he whispered in her ear. Do you know what you have given me, Kaelith? Tell me. You taught me that true power lies not in contracts or kingdoms, but in having the courage to speak truth. He spun her gently, silver eyes bright with love. You taught me that love is worth every risk. Priya rested her head against his chest, listening to the dual heartbeat that marked Valorian physiology, the rhythm that would accompany her remaining days. We taught each other, she said softly. And we are just beginning. Outside the Crystal Palace, purple skies stretched toward infinity. Two worlds watched as human and Valorian began their partnership, a union built not on hidden clauses and deception, but on truth, courage, and a love that bridged the stars.